Hot 6 GSL Season 4 수호신 리노 파티 심벌 요다 영 히어로 JD 효리어 마린킹 변 네이 해피 지니어스 태자 마나 MMA MVP 나니와 하트 스나이퍼 스쿼트 네스티 라이프 JYP 슈퍼노바 동래구 보모 볼트 구미호 MC 시드
From Seoul, Korea, and welcome to GSL Kodas, the final day of the round of 32. Artos, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastically, Tasteless. This is an insane group once again. I can't really choose who's even going to get out of here.
I don't know either.
I feel I love all four of our players today. You know, we have DRG, the best Zerg, basically. You know, we have Bomber, one of the best Terrans. I used to live with the kid. Polt from TSL, a great Terran. And Gumiho, my personal favorite Terran, stylistically speaking. Tasteless, I don't know what to do, man.
I don't know. You know, it's three Terran players with three very different ways of playing the game, which is going to be exciting. You know, this is one of the groups where we have so many Terran players that, but I'm actually quite excited to cast these guys.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Gumiho especially. Really cool way of playing the game.
Tasteless, whoever gets out of the group at the end, I will stand tall, salute, and have a tear run down my cheek.
Wow, I can't wait to see that, Artosis. Yes. Good luck in the interviews when we're done, man. Go ahead and go to the website, participate in our prediction polls. It's a great way for to participate with the show, but also it's actually cool for us to see who votes for who. You know, some of these guys, they get like 4% of the votes, and then they come out of the group. Some of these guys have 49% of the votes, and they do not get out of the group, so it's kind of cool to see, the general attitude of our viewers as far as who's going to get out.
That's right. Let's take a look at round of 16 so far. 5 Terran, 5 Protoss, 4 Zerg. That's pretty damn good.
Yep. We're going to have at least one more Terran.
Yeah, and possibly 5 Zergs. We could have 7 Terran, 5 Protoss, 4 Zerg. That's possible. Let's hope DRG gets out, because then overall it's really balanced.
Yeah, it's
6,
so
5,
cool.
5. That's
so far, it's actually that balanced. Now
that's been happening a lot. Even though a lot of people are just all up in arms and stuff all the time about racial balance, we're always getting pretty good results overall.
There are always some whiny bitch nerds on the internet when it comes to race balance. Yesterday, we had some awesome games. Life blowing me personally away with how well he played.
He almost took your life.
He almost killed me. It was dangerous. Yeah. JYP getting through as well.
Mm-hmm. Great play by him. Really great play.
In the last series, too. The right build to pick against Supernova.
Certainly. Supernova, unfortunately, not making it through. And Nesty as well. Two of our longest time Kodas mainstays. The thing is, they'll probably just come right back in.
Yeah.
You know, Nesty, he's having a little bit of a harder time lately, but I have faith, because his brain can barely fit in his skull. Tasteless. His skull is paper thin.
All right, let's go on to today's matchup. We got DRG, Bomber, Polt, and Gumiho. 3 Terrans and a Zerg.
Closer look at these guys. DRG, most call him the best Zerg in the world. He's in a tiny slump lately, not winning every tournament. And then, of course, we have Bomber, one of the greatest Terrans for a very long time. Hasn't won a GSL yet, wants to do it this season. And we have Polt, the winner of Super Tournament, and just a downright badass.
Yeah, he's a solid.
And Gumiho, perhaps the greatest multitasker on Earth, the Towel Terran himself.
Yeah, he gets sweaty palms when he plays.
He does.
Which is why he plays with the towel over his mouth.
Hyperhidrosis, I believe it's called.
I believe you are correct.
If I'm wrong, tell me if I'm right. Tell me on Twitter. and that would be at Artosis. And of course, at Call Me Tastes. Let him know if I'm right or wrong. Hyperhidrosis. I think that's what it is.
I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, that's okay. I'll be wrong. So our first set, which is going to, well, it's going to set the tone for this entire group. Who's going to be in the upper half? Who's going to be in the lower half? Is it going to be DRG or Bomber? And I think these guys are fairly evenly matched, actually.
I would say right now, yeah.
You know?
I have to agree with. I think maybe 2 months ago, DRG was like twice as good because he wasn't losing anybody. But right about now, yeah, they're pretty tight, man. This could be a great match.
Yeah, for a period of time, DRG was like the Zerg.
Yeah, but same thing for Bomber. He was the only one keeping up with MVP for a long time, right before the emergence of MMA.
So, looks like it's time to do this. Get ready for game number 1, set number 1. Between these two badasses, DRG, our Zerg, and Bomber, our Terran, for the final day of round 32 here in the GSL Codex.
Welcome to GSL Cloud Kingdom.
All right, in the upper right, we have our Zerg player, champion of MLG, champion of actually GSL.
Yeah.
Beating Genius. His ID is
MVP DongRaeGu.
he's always looking very intense when he's in game with that Terminator look going on. And in the bottom left starting location, we have what many people long ago were saying is the best Terran in the world, but he has yet to win GSL. His ID is
Starting Bomber.
I remember when this guy was killing everybody in Team League.
Yeah.
Everybody.
He truly was, man, and DRG almost doing the same as well. Just top-level competitors, both deserve to be in Codes.
Yeah.
And you know what? This group is so ridiculous. Like, I can't get over it. I really have no idea who's coming out of this.
Yeah.
It's just whoever's on today. The two players that are playing the best will get out because all the skill levels here are really close.
Yeah, I think this is our most evenly matched group. Obviously, the group of death was pretty evenly matched, but you know, when we saw Mana play, it wasn't quite as impressive. But we'll see. Maybe we'll have something similar in this series too.
You know, actually, when I was first looking at the groups, this was in my top 2 or 3 picks for Group of Death. Because I looked at them like, well, I mean, Gumiho's on fire right now. Polt and Bomber are always of the caliber to be able to take down a world-class tournament, and DRG is DRG. So, you know, even though, I guess it's pretty much been unanimously decided that group, I think it was E with Mana, and it was Group of Death. This is a very similar level.
Well, you know, it's this. It's going to be one of these games. By the way, I think today is going to be one of these days with a lot of long epic games.
It definitely could be.
It's definitely going to be. You know, when you get TVT and ZVT, generally the longest matchups.
Yeah, generally they are, definitely. And, you know, all these guys are basically macro players. The least macro player is definitely Polt. I would put him down actually a little bit more as a micro player. He's kind of like an MKP type.
Sure.
You know, he's very strong micro. Oftentimes his strategies rely upon that. But at the same time, he's extremely good in the long game.
I feel like, speaking of ranking Prime compared to Bomber, I feel like Bomber's builds are a little bit better. Would you agree with that?
To Bomber?
Yeah. Ranking, as you said, I feel like he's not much of a timing player. He's just aggressive.
Yeah.
Where Bomber, I think, has a little bit more specific timings as well.
Marine King's timing is all game long.
Yep.
It's like from the time he has his first Marine, he can utilize that. All right, so it has been a command center first here into a second command center after Rax. So a very greedy build here from Bomber. We'll see it probably go double gas after this. One gas already starting. DRG, you know, he's just cleaning up a little bit. Not cleaning up, queening up.
And you can see he's checking for the third base here. There is, in fact, no third base yet. And speaking of thirds, the command center is going to be finishing soon here for Bomber, but he won't be landing that right away.
And speaking of thirds again, the person who gets third place in this group goes to Code A.
Yeah,
Neither of these
that's
players
true.
want that.
It's amazing how many thirds you could see going on in GSL all the time.
Each of these players has 3/3 of their gameplay.
At least.
I would say exactly.
At least. Well, not on a bad day, actually.
I guess. All right, so we do see 3 more Raxes immediately go up for Bomber.
And he's going for the 6 queen play here.
Oh, 6 queen from DRG.
Yeah.
This is
We didn't see this as much.
yeah, it's
lately.
gone a little bit out of style
Yeah.
lately. People are really getting quicker speed and not doing this as much because, Terrans were getting pretty good at countering it overall, going for like triple command, double eBay, going to raid battalions, and they just could get away with so much against the 6 queen, but 6 queen is definitely still a valid strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Actually, he's 6 total already. That was quick.
Pretty solid, man. Now, looks like the third hatchery here for DRG about halfway done. Stim has just now started. And we've kind of commented on this before, but the position of the wall there at the Terran's base, the Furry Barracks, it's actually it's unfortunate because when you're in this starting location, you can't make add-ons there.
Yeah, yeah, it gets dangerous. You definitely can lose them. They're out in the open. Anything like a roach rush or any sort of all-in is going to be able to kill them off very, very quickly. Can be annoying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we do have the factory going up. Speed started for DRG. His third hatch just about to finish as well. I'm feeling DRG going Infestor on this map. He's already started his 2 evolution chambers. He's got good creep spread as well.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with the creep spread. Now the Lings are chasing back that SC. Can you do a vision check? Did he actually see the third base?
Yeah, he did.
All right, that's good. And the Marines are going to come out here and try to save the SCB.
Now, you know what's neat is that Bomber, normally you're going to expect Hellions popping out around now, but instead of that, he's gone into a lot of Marines in pretty quick stim. So we may see him do a small pressure with the Marines, nothing all in or anything like that. And he's actually gone immediately into a tech lab on his factory. So that tells us he's probably going to go straight into tanks. And with a lot of Marines and some tanks out quite quickly, he's going to be able to secure his third base, not just keep his command center as main, and not be afraid at all, really, of counterattacks from DRG.
Baneling's Nest is on the way. And, I do like what we're seeing here from Bomber. He's kind of deviating from the norm here, the standard, TVZ stuff we usually see here with the, Hellion openings, especially Hellion Banshee. That's really popular right now. Whoa.
This Windows key I need to get rid of.
When I was playing StarCraft 1, it tabbed out so many times my Windows key that I actually just broke it off with a ruler.
Yeah, I don't ever have a keyboard with Windows key on it. I gotta fix up this stuff. But they always replace my stuff at GOM. I've used like 12 keyboards and 12 mice so far.
Yeah, they're taking care of you.
The mouse pad they just gave me, I actually took off because the desk is better. I don't know what's with this mouse pad.
So I remember back when we were at WCG as pro gamers.
Yeah.
And we're in the room with these other pro gamers, and I'm trying to convince this guy to give me his keyboard because I'm going to break off his Windows key, and he's like, no! He's like holding the keyboard to his chest. He's like, my keyboard! No! I'm like, no, listen, man, you will never be tabbed out. Don't you get tabbed out sometimes? He's like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, let me just break it off. He's like, no!
Let me take a guess. Whoever that is not still in the industry.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, can't say
That guy went away.
No.
He's like, but it'll look bad, it'll look damaged. I'm like, who cares, man? I pull up my keyboard, it's got like hair sticking out of it, and like missing all sorts of keys. You can see there's food
It's got
down
a tooth
there.
growing out of its keyboard tumor.
Yeah, man.
It's really nasty tastes. All right, so we do have insane creep spread. This is what 6 queen openings can do for you. He has creep all the way over on the low ground right in front of Bomber's base. He does actually have mutas on the way, which is cool to see. I thought he would go for infestors, but there's been a little resurgence of muta players recently. We've seen a lot more.
DRG, that's kind of his hallmark, is his muta play,
Well, with how many Siege Shanks he got out so quickly here, who knows if the infestors would have been a better choice, really. We'll see what he can get done with these mutas. So, DRG, he already has Baneling speed. He already has 1-1 upgrades. Hasn't started 2-2, making a ton of units. And all right, here he goes. He's starting to get up here. Uh-oh. Oh, loses a lot of Banelings.
That was nice targeting on the center of that Baneling clump.
Yeah, he lost like 7 or 8 Banes there, I think. And this is a powerful attack timing, but the Marines actually going away from the tanks. And
they're still there.
yeah, that's a lot of Marines left over, man. A very strong timing attack here from Bomber. And DRG's losing a ton of drones.
He's not even evacuating.
He will finally clean this up, man, but at what cost? He's lost quite a few drones. He's losing a lot of mutas as well. And the siege tanks may even end up getting away.
Bomber's now regrouping.
14 drones killed, man. That's pretty brutal. Also, he lost like a lot of mutas, a lot of banelings, a lot of lings there. That was a cool timing, though. I love to see new stuff like this. Well, not necessarily new, but in this current metagame, this isn't really used. You know, instead of going Hellions, going straight into a ton of Marines, so you can do a really quick, strong attack like that. And as we see, Bomber's up in supply. Something, you know, he's one of the Terrans that actually does this to Zerg all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually one of these guys that will out macro almost every single player and just run you over. It's kind of like the way Hydra plays, you know, where it's just, he just never misses an Overlord, you know, never misses a depot.
Well, moving some of this creep out of here finally. Going after that 4th base of DRG. It doesn't have any drones yet. He's got to be careful while there's still creep there as well. And DRG actually, is he going for a counterattack because everything's out of position? He might be. Started to. Got a tank at least. And seeing where the units are, a counterattack here by Bomber on the 4th.
All right, DRG has to save this base, but he is going to be in range of those siege tanks. He does back up. The hatchery is 100% going down. Bomber may regroup and take a 4th here.
Oh, we've seen a counterattack here, and he's just trying to get right into the natural. No, decides to go down. The Banelings, are there enough here? They're actually hitting the siege tank quite a bit. Erases those siege tanks, but the Marines running back.
All right, he's stimming and running for it. The Marines now coming back up here. I don't know if this attack from DRG is going to do too much more damage. He's not really hitting the workers, just trading armies here.
Yeah.
Right, maybe I spoke too soon. And no.
Well, he gets some of the SCVs, but yeah, it's not being quite as effective as he wanted. You know, if he had Burrow during that, he could have done some really cool tricks, but unfortunately did not get it. 2-2, just going to finish up right about now, right after all those Lings and Banelings having cleaned up. All right. Look at this. He's doing a great job with these mutas, man. He's actually continued to make mutas this whole time. He's about to go up to 17 of them.
All right, the mutas are running out now. And I got to say, DRG, that was a nice little switch around there. When he realized, okay, that hatchery's going to go down, he's like, I got to hit him hard.
Yeah, he ended up killing 25 SCVs.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It almost seemed like less dramatic than when Bomber attacked, because you couldn't quite capture all the SCVs getting hit, unlike with the Marines shooting. But yeah, that actually happened.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's taken a 4th again, a more natural 4th than what we normally see, or what we saw before, rather. Will he be able to actually hold on? He's sending his drones there now. Bomber moving out with another gigantic force. And in fact, DRG closing before the tank siege. Looks like he should be able to hold this.
Really nice splitting there, but the mutas have now separated the Marines, and when the Marines regroup, okay, the mutas run back, or fly back, rather.
Run in the air, same thing.
Yeah, man.
Now we do have more Banes and Lings being produced. He's finally started another Mulus upgrade for how many mutas he's made. Would like to see that just a little bit earlier, but you know what? He's kept the tank count down. Right now we're on only 3 tanks for Bomber.
I don't think Bomber should have attacked there. I think he should have expanded again.
You know,
tank count was too low.
It seems like he's trying to do this thing where he's just constant pushing, but I feel like DRG's dealing with them well enough that it's not working yet. He's got to start coming out ahead.
Oh, the tank. It will go down.
Oh, man. Now he's only got 2 tanks up there. And with just 2 tanks, if you spread everything out and attack well, you can definitely take it out.
I don't think he's going to save this hatchery in time either. I think he's not going to kill this hatchery in time either. No, of course.
Well, actually, he might not save it because it looks like he's going for a counterattack again. And that's a lot of links going right into the siege tanks. The Baneling's actually connecting quite well here.
All right. The Banelings are coming down. This could be a huge game changer right now. And that is a lot of SCVs that have been picked off.
Indeed it is, but he's lost his 4th base as well. He's got Bomber down and basically not mining, but his 3rd is going to be under attack now.
All right, he scans, he sees the number of Banelings sieging up now. If he gets his hatchery, it would be huge. Both these guys taking really heavy hits. I think the Zerg can wipe this out, but can he do it in time? The hatchery's in the orange now. Now it's in the red. And oh, he timed an attack just a little bit too late.
And it Looks like he will clean this army up, which is really nice. In fact, if he can kill a lot of these medevacs off, that's amazing. Yeah. And he might get all but one, it looks like.
He might be able to catch him that one at the bottom left. Who knows?
Yeah, he might be able to. That's totally awesome. In fact,
yeah,
I think he will.
Sick.
But the thing is, he's really only got his natural mining and that fourth base again that he's already lost once, which just started mining again. But Bomber, he's low on SCVs. And you know what, though? He has his mules. His economy's still doing all right.
Well, Bomber still has not expanded again yet. But I think he definitely did enough damage to DRG where that's okay. You know, however, I think with the supply count here, it's going to be a while before Bomber can push out again and have any efficacy.
Yeah, that's completely true. That's what DRG's going to be relying upon here. He's going to need to get his fourth base up again, which is actually where his third was originally.
Right.
He's going to have to work on his unit count because when Bomber comes out again, it's going to be what Bomber wants to be the kill mode. I don't think Bomber's going for too much of a longer game here. Get a nice big supply one more time, move out, and control it correctly, and break him. Yeah.
How many drones have been killed here, and what is the drone count?
All right, so we've had 16 drones killed, and we have 46 SCVs killed. It's right now 74 drones against 42 SCVs.
All right, he's grouping up over here in bottom center, and he sees those. That was probably an overstim there, and I remember he did lose a lot of medevacs, so this is where every stim is pretty important.
It really is. He is pushing across towards this fourth base location of DRG. DRG does not have his third up again. He is going to take the more natural fourth below the third.
How are we doing on upgrades?
As far as upgrades go, I think we have 2-2. Yeah, 2-2 on the Lings and then 3-2 on the Marines. The Siege tanks with just the +1 attack.
He's almost in range. All right, he is now in range. Beating back some of those Lings. Nice transfuses. Whoa.
They were nice, man. We both knew.
All right, he's continuing to push forward here. Spreading out. I know he's only using small clumps of Marines.
Yeah.
So that the rest of these Zerg units can take heavy damage. Some of the Thorgans here, these mutas are not going to be as useful.
And here we go. He's attacking forward. The Thors are up there, but not close enough. There we go. Huge volley on those mutas, but the Banelings are just erasing almost everything right now. Unfortunately, they do get targeted down, and the Marines run back over to the tanks and Thors, and Bomber holds on.
Now, it's not clear if he's actually going to get this hatchery or not. If he is, he's going to do it quickly before more Banelings come in here. And he's micro-infect. Remember, not a lot of energy in those medevacs.
That's right. Not a lot of units left out here at all for Bomber. Picking up some reason redrop. It looks like he does have enough to break through Bomber's forces, but both of their supplies are incredibly low. And you know what?
This game is so good.
Look at that.
I think, he's going to get it. He's going to get the hatch.
DRG has already withdrawn from there. He's picked out all the drones he could save. But he has another couple hatches on the other side. This is a crazy game right now.
This is basically a big game of whack-a-mole right now for Bomber. I mean, he's wiping out expansions, but right as he wipes one out, another one or two pop up somewhere else.
Well, this is the whack-a-mole version, Taste, is where the moles come out and attack you again.
That's the hardest kind. That's the hardest kind.
That is the hardest kind, and he's having a hard time with it. But you know what? He's floated down another command center to his fourth base. So Bomber is realizing that even though he wanted to kill with that push, DRG just did too good a job, and he's going to have to mine a bit more.
All right, he's now going to top center. Now, if this expansion goes down, this expansion has not been up long enough for it to have really helped DRG out that much. All right, stimming, coming in. Oh, that was huge.
Yeah, GG. And that was all Bomber needed. DRG just ran out of gas, figuratively and literally.
Well said, actually.
He lost too many hatches, didn't quite get the unit counts up. He was sitting on layer tech that entire time. And when you're on layer tech, those counterattack type moves, they're great, but he didn't do enough damage. He had to keep on making a ton of Lings, a ton of Banelings, and eventually with that aggression from Bomber, it wasn't enough.
And what's funny about that is that it almost looked like Bomber's going to lose for parts of that.
Certainly,
when the mutas were hitting the fourth base, I was like, damn, man, you've been using a lot of mules. You need that fourth base up there, but
It was a pretty crazy game, pretty close for a lot of it, but I would say Bomber, for most of it, did have that upper hand. That first big Marine attack he did after going really quick triple command, I liked that. That was really nice. It's something Zergs aren't used to right now. They're used to Hellions coming out for harassment, not a dedicated attack.
Yeah, that was actually a really fun game to watch.
Yeah.
I love watching Bomber attack into other players.
That's true. Yeah.
There's something so much more intimidating when he pushes.
Well, he always has a few more units than other players. He's really top of the world macro Terran, and then he really showed it there.
Right when the battle's done, in a lot of these other TVZs, they attack, and I'm like, okay, here it goes, boom, big battle. They trade it or something at the expansion, and then both players just go back, and it's kind of a waiting game. They're building back up. With Bomber, it's like this assembly line of armies.
Yeah, and it's like a full army because he always has the right production building. It's like during that first attack, he was building something like 13 Marines at a time. Like he was just absolutely going crazy economy-wise, and that's what you can do with a really quick triple command center, hitting all your depots and getting those Raxes up in time.
It was a real treat to cast that. I'm looking forward to game number 2. What are we on now? We're on.
I think it's Whirlwind, actually.
Whirlwind, yeah, that's Whirlwind. We got some weird name for it on our thing. Whirlwind. This is obviously a good map for DRG. It's a big map. It's open. That's what Zerg want. They want to be as far away from their opponent as possible because then you can drone up more.
Yeah.
You can be greedier. On this map, you can expand away from your opponent, which is a nightmare.
Yeah.
What does Bomber do?
Okay, you know what? DRG is going to have more time to deal with attacks like what Bomber just did first off that game, but I feel like attacks like that are still good on maps like this because Zerg's going to be a little bit more greedy than normal because the map is a bit bigger, and they can be. But if you come out with a giant dedicated attack like that that's not all in, a Zerg player is going to have a hard time dealing with that. They're going to look and be like, that's a ton of units. And if you can get over there and kill that many drones again, then you can keep doing this constant push style that we've seen popping up more and more recently.
And, I feel like this is one of these maps that you can't really cheese on TVZ. There's not really...
It's a hard map to cheese on, man. What would you do, really?
I'm trying to think. And
2-port Banshee.
Actually, I guess. But
when
the travel
when
distance,
you have no other cheese to do, man, any matchup, just go 2-port Banshee. That's my opinion.
All right, guys, we're going to Whirlwind. And other little tidbit tomorrow. Tomorrow we leave Artosis.
Yeah, we're going to the airport tonight, guys. Going to WCS European Finals.
In Stockholm.
Oh, guys, you better show up. I heard they're going to give away a lot of HOTS beta keys. I heard that there's going to be a ton of awesome pro gamers there.
I heard the casters are just great.
Yep, it's going to be fun.
All right, guys. Anyways, enough about us. On to these two legends, DRG and Bomber. We'll move on. We're going to see